a shadow reading. Six of Pentacles. The Four of Swords. Something being brought back up again. Something being brought back up again. The Two of Cups. Yeah. Something's being brought back up again. I feel whatever that was dodged in the past and kept swept under the rug, it's being brought back up again. I noticed lately there's been a lot of celebrities that's been happening with. I remember I did state it. I said that during this eclipse, a lot of people gonna get it. A lot of people gonna catch it at this time, especially those people who are gurus, celebrities, and you know they're gonna catch it at this time. Elders, your parents, whoever that was looked up to moralistically, they're gonna catch it at this time. Religious gurus, spiritual gurus, whoever, they're all gonna catch it this time. I remember I stated that. And this amount of bringing that back to their attention, bringing it back around to their attention and confronting it. I remember I did stated that, and there a lot of people catching it this time, especially with this South Pole eclipse that's taking place. They got Jupiter and Pisces, because there was a lot of manipulation that was going on behind the scenes. Hardcore mind games, manipulation is what this is. Some of these people being exposed as narcissists. The Nine of Pentacles. This is somebody communicating that through the media. This is somebody communicating that through the media. And it's like they're blowing up quickly. If they're not communicating through the media, the community itself, especially if it's in you all lives personally, the media is knowing about this. If not the media, it could be at home in your kitchen table, whatever. Something is going to come out. Some type of secret, something is going to come out. And it's been laid to rest for quite some time. Or somebody been keeping quiet about it for quite some time. And it's coming up and it's coming out. It's what it is. The past, I did state it during this retrograde that a lot of things from the past are going to come back up and come back around. During this retrograde here, the Seven of Wands, it will lay dormant for so long. It's like now putting a stop to it. Especially where we get away with whatever for so long, or try to keep a certain image or a certain reputation. And the Four of Pentacles, and it's like now they starting to come forward. Some of these people gonna go to jail. Some of these people could get thrown to jail. So criminal charges could be brought against them. Here, I am seeing that taking place. Like justice being served. So criminal charges will be brought against them for things that happened in the past. It could be rape. Um, it could be rape. And family wise, you all may find out that, or some people may find out about with maybe incest that was going on, or that was infidelity, or that could be incest that's going on. Some of you may find out that someone's child in that family were your own relative child, like they having children with each other, or you may find out that whoever one of your relatives married or was in a relationship with that had a child by one of your other relatives. Is what this is. I do see people coming forward because they've been fighting with this for quite some time. Here's justice card. Justice being served. I do see people coming forward with. I do see people. Excuse me, coming forward with allegations and coming out, telling the truth about things. Some of them are being reached out to. Some of these people, I say some of you all who are doing some exposing, or some people who are doing exposing, I say they need to watch their back. So, because some of them are letting their ego get too far away, but I say they need to watch their back. Because there's a chance somebody could be plotting. Jupiter about to go retrograde in Pisces. That's the sign of hidden enemies. And then you got Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius. There's people working cross purposes for and against you. So I say be careful this sign. Then you got Mercury about to go retrograde in Gemini. Pay close attention to detail of things. Like I said, do not make any assumptions. Pay closer. Wait till those actions being committed before you set up and make an assumption. I want to let you know now. Don't make an assumption. It's just like with dating. People that cross your path, don't set up and make an assumption like you know something. Let me throw this out there. Like if they tell you talk about so they know how to cook, they know how to clean, and you haven't experienced that yet, don't sit up here and make an assumption that they can do that, and when you haven't experienced that yet, when they haven't been shown yet, they haven't been proven. Go based off of what you know, what you learned so far. Cause we got Neptune in Pisces too. There could be deception, but a lot of things is being brought up to the surface at this time. So be careful about it. We just had the Ace of Swords. That's truth coming out. These issues have to be reconciled. You got Chiron and Aries. These issues have to be reconciled. They have to be reconciled. The Empress, that's the wound of the Empress. Somebody wounded, or they wounded by what has happened in the past, and it's like time come now where those wounds have to be healed, wherever it is have to be addressed, because this will be like the root cause of the issue that caused you to have this wound. This will be like the root cause of this issue, wherever it is. Some of you are even addressing family issues, but it's like a root cause of this issue. It had to be addressed. The Three of Swords is in relation to it affected the root chakra. It affected the root chakra. It caused you to be blocked, or even attract the type of spirits you attract. It played a role in attracting the type of spirits you're attracting in your life. It's something dealing with your root chakra as well. And like I said, we have Chiron and Aries. That's by healing whatever that is. See, I have Chiron and Aries. See, my natal Chiron is in Virgo in the 6th house, but I have Chiron, the transit Chiron and Aries. That is, I think it's sextile in my natal Mars in Leo. That in itself, that's about redefining. Cause see, I'm an Aries rising third, Deacon Aries rising. So my chart rule is Mars. Wherever your chart rule is in your chart, whatever your rising sign is in the chart rule, you look and whatever that chart rule is placed in your chart, that definitely one area of focus as well. You also have your guiding planet. Your guiding planet is like you go counterclockwise. It's the second planet that is behind your sign or it's in front of your sign. It's one of the two. I know my guided planet is Pluto. I have natal Pluto and Scorpio in the seventh house. Because the guided planet helped lay out a theme. To me, I look at it. It kind of like helped lay out a theme in terms of like I don't want to say how your life could be, but even with the experiences that you'll go through in life. But as I stated, some of you are addressing what was holding you back, especially in terms of traumatically holding you back. Some of y'all could go through energy clearings at this time. I mean, cleansing. Some of y'all could go through a cleansing at this time. And I remember I did state it in a previous reading about a week or two ago. It's about reliving that trauma. As you cry, I mean, as you shed it, it's like you reliving that trauma. And it's like you may feel woozy afterwards, but it have to be cleansed. It have to be purged and cleansed out. But as I stated, there's a lot of allegations that are taking place at this time. There could be some rapists that could be getting addressed. I do see that. Because they wanted to keep things on a hush. And then some of them could be trying to plot. Some of these rapists could be trying to plot. So that's why I did state it, those of you who are going to do this, or people who are doing this, they need to watch their back at this time. They really need to watch their back at this time. Watch people close around you, because I do see someone definitely not only bringing dark energy into your home, or energy that's latched on, entities that latched on to them is latching on to you. Be careful of that. There could be some people that could suddenly show up at your house, whatever your vehicle, whatever case is. But especially if you feel uncertain about it, and you feel this person don't have no positive intentions, be careful. In terms of with the police, that's why I stated I feel that there needs to be some type of police reform. Some people talk about abolishing the police. I don't think it should be abolished. Me personally, I feel more so it needed, because then who we need to call on, in terms of when an emergency come up, or we need help with something like with a flat tire or something like that, you know. But I do feel that there needs to be some type of police reform. But I do feel that they are giving the police too much power. But I do feel that there needs to be some type of police reform. Do not stop if you're in a remote area. When it comes down to the police, do not stop until you get to an area where it's a well lit area, and whereas there's houses around, or if there are stores around, that if it's a convenient area. Get on the phone with the police, contact your police department, and stay on the phone with them until you get to an area. So, because they will already have that pretty much booked. They will already have it recorded. Especially if you're traveling at night. So definitely be careful of that. Because I feel some of these police, I'm seeing here, some of these police, some of these officers, it's like their intentions are not pure. Some of these police officers, their intentions are not pure. So definitely be careful with that at this time. Ace of Pentacles. That's why I was stating, when it come down to experiences, when it come down to things, do not assume. Be patient. Do not assume. Gather the facts first. Gather the facts. Gemini is about paying attention to detail. Don't get swayed away about what you hear, because that's Neptune and Pisces energy. And Jupiter and Pisces kind of, it's like people getting dragged away by the energy and carried away. Don't get dragged by this energy. Pay attention first to detail. Pay attention. Pay attention before you make an assumption. Be patient. Pay attention. Because if they don't show you those types of actions, or whatever's being claimed, or whatever the case is, do not assume. Even in dating, do not assume. Let them show you first. You wait to see whether or not you're going to see that first. Then, before you make that claim. Because you're gathering the facts. You observe and you're gathering the facts. And this about you having the facts to be able to back up with the assumptions that you can make. The Devil card, as stated, some of these people's intentions are not pure. But as stated, these people who are doing a lot of exposing at this time, you better watch your back. It may sound good and all, this time where a lot of these will come to light. But like I say, you need to make sure you watch your back. Or make sure you have some form of protection on you. This is what I'm saying here. Some people are creating conspiracies at this time. And you definitely need to be careful when it comes down to creating those conspiracies, because they may come back and bite you down the road. Is what it is here. Some of you may discover that your partner or whoever comes towards you in terms of dating or sexually could have an STD, or they contracted a STD. They contracted a STD. They contracted an STD. They may keep quiet about it for a certain amount of time, but I feel it will come to light because some symptoms may show up. Is what it is here. As stated, some of you could be dealing with narcissists. When that narcissist supply leaves, it's going to trigger a lot of things in them. Because it's time where as you're being released from those forces, those energies. As stated, energetically and spiritually around you, there are some people around you, including your family members or whoever, that's been causing an energetic blockage in your life. That's what's been hindering things from coming to you. That's what's been blocking things from coming to you. And it's like now you have to free yourself from these energies in order for you to receive what's coming to you. My nose itchy too. Show me one more card. Secrets, lies, deception, what was hidden. This Pisces. My dear stated, be careful at this time. And then the Nine of Cups. Somebody could be plotting in the shadows. So be careful at this time. Somebody's plotting to gather your every move. So be careful at this time. They trying to keep the truth from coming to light. So be careful at this time. Even if you're driving at nighttime, be careful, because I do see people in different unmarked vehicles, unknown vehicles, unfamiliar vehicles. They could be trying to chase you down, especially if you're by yourself. So be careful at this time. Or if it's not you, it could be people. It mean people who are trying to expose or something or whatever. Be careful at this time. Or people who are making assumptions. Some people could be revealing things as stated. The other person going to try to do all they can in their power to try to keep that person from exposing. I do see some people being demoted. Some pastors being demoted from the church, a band, some spiritual people will be losing followers and subscribers, or losing that support. I do see breakups happening. There's gonna be some breakups happening. Whatever had this person acting the way they were acting towards you, or they whatever they had going on towards you, I do see that person here. I do see there's something, a deep rooted issue that's gonna be revealed and that's gonna be addressed. And it might be painful, too painful for them to address it, but it's a deep rooted issue that's gonna be addressed. I feel like healing what happened afterwards, it may cause a little fallout. It may cause a fallout, but it's a deep rooted issue that's within them, or it could be within you. It's a deep rooted issue that's gonna be addressed. It's gonna be kind of tense to address it, but it's a deep rooted issue that's gonna be addressed. And be aware of any money making opportunities that come to you that you may feel skeptical about. Some of them could be scams. Con artists. Here. So be careful. Polygamy. Some of you could decide to go into a polygamous relationship. Or something may get revealed to you and you may decide to go into a polygamous relationship like a partner. On the other hand, these when I see this polygamy card, these are people that are plotting on you. These are people that are plotting on you. So be careful. That's why I'm stating be careful at this time. Aquarius. People working at cross purposes. I did stated that. Baggage. Just with things that were laying dormant that's being addressed now. Is what it is. Deep emotional bond. That's the root issue. Why I see this and that baggage card? And that baggage card, that's the deep issue, a deep rooted issue that need to be addressed. A deep rooted issue that had to be addressed. It might be kind of tense to address it, but it's a deep rooted issue that had to be addressed. It even causing blockages within a root chakra. It got to be addressed. A release have to happen. Try something new. Cheater. Whenever I see this cheater card and subject, whenever I see that, this is who's being targeted. Whoever getting exposed, or whatever's getting exposed, whatever issues getting exposed, or if you're getting targeted here. So to be honest, there's a lot of revelation that's taking place. To be honest. Fear, obstacle, and blockage, exactly. Balance, romance. Whenever I see that romance card, I look at it as about compassion and understanding and unconditional love towards the self first before others. You decided you're not going to suffer with this anymore, so it'd be a great time to address issues. Marriage. Some of you could be meeting someone new at this time. A new person could be coming forward, that they could have been right there the whole time. It could have been a friend or business partner. Is what this is. Dive deep, reflect. Do not fear. Destiny and fate. Soulmates. Soulmates, they can be romantic or non-romantic, but these are people you had experiences with, and the results from those experiences, and whatever issues that haven't been addressed, they're being addressed at this time. They're being exposed. They're being addressed at this time. So whatever need to happen, and healing can take place here. So balance can be restored, but it's in a different way. Addressing what was causing this. Some of you that fear is like fear is nothing but energy, and how it have power over you is when you feed into it. It's an energy that have power over you. That something is causing it, and that's help creating it, and you have to address that. Is what this is here. You have to address that in order for that cycle to be broken, or in order for you to be faced with. So whatever need to happen, and balance can be restored and redefined and restored. Here is what it is, or whatever issues have to be addressed. And as stated, some of you, it could be a third party situation within your relationships. And this person is not coming back. I'm going to let you know right now. Their person is not coming back. Some of you that may have been waiting for that person, and you've been wondering about whether or not that person coming back, they're not. I'm going to tell you right now, they're not. You might well just keep on moving, keep moving forward. They're not coming back. So don't get swept away by that. You move forward. On the other hand, some of you may have people been watching you from a early age, a young age. They've been watching you for quite some time. They're older than you, They've been watching for you. They've been watching you for quite some time, and now they're gonna try to make their way back around here, especially after you got a certain age, maybe 18 or older. They're gonna try to come on to you now. Because they've been watching you since an early age, since you was a child. Some of them may have been changing you when you was a child, and they probably got aroused, and then it's like now it's coming back later. It's coming back around later as you gotten older. They're coming back around later, and they want to reunite, or they want to address, and bring attention to what caused them to feel that way about you. Meaning, I wouldn't just say confronting, but meaning they want to give something to try since you got older now. Some people could be coming forward and confessing at this time through anonymous apps, anonymous texts, anonymous communication. They could be confessing and move. They could be coming forward and confessing at this time. Why? Because Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius. Aquarius about the consciousness. We got Jupiter in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. That's guilt. And the South Node in Sagittarius. That's true. And we got Mercury going retrograde in Gemini. That's communication. And some of these people were around you at some point in time. Because Gemini is about the community of what was around you. And some of those people that were close by, that was around you at the time or in your environment, they could be coming forward at this time. Or some people could be coming forward at this time confessing their feelings, their emotions toward, or their attraction towards you. But as I stated, there's a lot of revelations just taking place at this time. Some of you would even find out. I do even see some people finding out that there was some people communications may get exposed to their leaks, like emails being leaked or whatever it is, conversations. Some of you all need to be careful what you say on the phone, because your conversation could be getting recorded, especially through an app or whatever, from the other person, so be careful. Some of your information could get hacked, so definitely be careful. Like in terms of banking account or whatever, make sure you have a way of protecting that. But what I'm saying is that, what I'm saying too is that I knew there was something I was about to say. Some of you may find out that whatever sibling you may have and they have passed away, some of you may find out that they weren't buried or cremated. Some of you may find out that they was buried in a particular ground that probably was near you. Because Gemini about what's in the community as well. Or around you and your surroundings. Some of you will even find out there was a hidden enemy up under your nose the whole time. They either want to rob you or physically take you out or physically harm you. So definitely protect yourself at all times. Or whoever you're telling your information to, they're going telling other people and they're using it against you. Some of these people could be people that was bullied. If not you all bullying, then it could be you all doing it to the bully or whoever from childhood. And it's like revenge happening at this time. And be careful taking people back, especially people who are Scorpio or have a lot of Scorpio in their chart. I'm not saying it's all of you, but especially people who are Scorpio have a lot of Scorpio in their chart, because they could be coming back for revenge. So be careful in terms of taking them back, because you don't want to get stung. So be careful at this time. And keep your weapons hid. Keep your weapons hid, because somebody might try to steal your weapons and may try to use on somebody else, and then it can track back to you if it kills someone, to shoot someone. So be careful at this time. Be careful when you show your weapons to, your money, whatever, your possessions. Be careful at this time. Some people could steal from you, so be careful at this time. And I remember I done a reading back here with the new moon and Taurus. I remember I'll talk about the boys being freed. I think it's something like that was named. And I remember I talked about that, being free from your comfort zone. Especially if you've been stuck up under some type of restriction, feeling restricted for quite some time. And it's like now you evolve. It's like now you're being freed. I remember I talked about it's a time of adventure. I say definitely be careful in terms of who you trust, who you leave your drinks around, whatever case is, and even with people you meet. Be careful who you trust. Even when you move and relocate, be careful who you trust at this time. But this is your reading. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace and blessings.